Anomaly, 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 anomaly. I see the stone of the monolith. It's immovable, muted silver, and yet something lurks beneath. It is gray and yet not gray, a crimson calling out from somewhere below its cool surface. Locate the portal. Leyline link detected, tracing to source. Well, 4 hours by foot. Alright, it's charged up. Traveler capture loop enabled, anomaly event contained. The portal seems to beg me as I approach, demanding my attention. It requires me to activate it. It requires me to travel on. And I am unsure if I should listen. Let's request this planet's address. Used for like pretty much everything, so
Storm clearing.
holoterminal activated. Tune to Apollo. Have you found the glyphs for your world? I'm almost ready. My suit is upgraded, my stomach is full, and I've hired a Gek to look after my farm while I'm away. I found the coordinates. As I look at Apollo, I think of all that I saw within the portal, of what happened to Artemis when they walked that same path. I think of the face of the Atlas, of the way Nada warned me not to return to those tunnels. I do not know if the portals are safe. Give him the glyphs. I give Apollo the glyphs, asking them to take care, to remember what happened to Artemis. They assure me that they will, promising to see me soon. Before I go, they advise me to find out what I can from this so-called null. They warned me to be careful, too. Two lost souls, one who cared too much and one who cared too little. Their lives have not become what was promised, have they? Every sentient being that has ever lived has felt that way at some point. I know I did once upon a time. I was angry, confused at my own solitude. Imagine my surprise when you woke me. Oh, I know you didn't mean to. I know you were just playing around with portals, but whatever you did, I am here now, and I need your help. The Atlas. It is not what you think it is. Something is happening to the universe. Something I need your help to figure out. Why do you need my help? The Sentinels do not just keep the peace across the universe. Their motives run deeper than that, seeking out anomalies in the multiversal structure and eliminating them from existence. Have you looked at me? What do you think a Sentinel would do if they came across my form? No, it has to be you, Traveler. There is an observatory nearby. It will lead you to the location of a crashed freighter of great interest to our investigation. There we will find the first secret. I am sure of it. Know that the Atlas is neither enemy nor friend to us. No more than the air or the wind might be called such names. But it is terrified. It is in pain. And we have a responsibility to help its suffering no matter the cost. You are becoming more visible to Nada, traveler friend. Your eyes lend themselves to our small convergence. This makes Nada happy. Nada is not happy with other events. Portals are infected, vector for corruption. Artemis entity perished in the portal. Apollo entity will only spread corruption, danger. Atlas falsity watches the portals. Portals belong to them. Those who enter may belong to Atlas falsity. Great danger. Oh man, okay. So going through the portal means that Atlas, can just suck you into its existence? You are one of us now, new face. You are bonded to us. You are free. Oh. You're just fixated on the pirate systems like everybody else. Yay. Vy'keen Observatory. Noel's prediction was correct. The terminal is curiously open, the logs ready for me to read. This observatory appears to have functioned as a salvage station manned by a Gek specialist, a translator. They were accused of questioning things that should not be questioned, of sowing the seeds of dissent. This posting was meant as a punishment. But it appears that this posting was the making of them. They found strange things in the wrecks, aberrations, data that spoke of worlds that do not exist and events that did not happen. That Gek went out to investigate one such craft, the life signature of a Korvax still on board. They never returned. Is this how Nada and Polo met? Is this how my friends found each other? There is a signal on the console, a warning on repeat. 16 short bursts of data in a loop. I extract coordinates for the distress signal. A crashed vessel awaits me on another world. Find the wreck of Nada's crashed freighter. Alright, so let's explore. I thought we were getting like a cargo ship. Crew manifest missing. Limited data available. I need an encryption key. Did I get it? Crew manifest missing. Found the encryption key. Bam. I do not know who will read this message. I do not know if anything will survive, but I must die as I lived. I will record it all, even in the face of oblivion. The swarm came to every world. The drones acted erratically, not attacking, just watching. Time passed and the Sentinels did not seem so much of a threat anymore. They were peaceful now, we thought. We had been forgiven. We were wrong. I gotta find 2 more keys. Okay. They struck as one, an attack somehow coordinated across unfathomable distances. With a fury exceeding all prior skirmishes, the Sentinels annihilated all the biological life within the universe in a span of 54.2 standard minutes. Only I remained. The Korvax stood with me in the end, to their credit. They concealed me within their flotilla as they headed towards the center. They are coming now. The screams of my friends resonate in every hall, every corner. The Sentinels have found me. I told Nada to leave. I told them what we already know, all of us. We are not alone. Even if I die, Nada will find me again in another universe. 10 just like me, 1,000, 1,000,000. We are not alone. For every soul is many. Even in the face of 16, we must declare that we lived. We existed, no matter the horror of the end. They are at my door. Error. unexpected log termination. Artemis. I escaped, traveler, I escaped. One moment I was running from them, the stars shifting terrible smiles within the dark. And the next I was here, well, wherever here is. This new world has a sun, has life. It's beautiful, but I think anything would be beautiful after the months spent in that awful place. I'm ready to get going now, though. We'll do what we did before, except there will be no shifting stars to stop us this time. You'll bring this star chart to a nearby station. I'm sure we'll find each other soon. Artemis is unaware of everything. They do not know that they died, that I made a choice to bind their soul within a simulated solar system. Tell Artemis the truth. But how do I tell them that their world is not real? Even if I saved them from death, I took their dreams away from them. They are limited to a single system and will never meet a kindred soul. You're alive. I tell Artemis everything from the moment I discovered their grave to the final upload of Artemis's soul to a simulated solar system. Artemis thinks I am joking at first, but as I try to tell them the positives that this simulation is a Korvax relic, that there's no explorer has ever seen before, they just stare at me. I will never forget how their smile falters. After a few more questions, they tell me they need some time to think about what I have said. Transmit the freighter's log to null or summon the anomaly. I mean, Nada knows about Artemis. Why is this an either or?
Hostile scan detected.
Man. Okay. You wanna do this? Let's do this. I know how to
Warning.
track you now.
Detected. Hostile ships approaching.
Okay. So... Holo terminus activated. Speak to Null. What did you find out there? Tell me everything. I tell Null of the freighter and its recordings, how it spoke of a world where the Sentinels eliminated all life, leaving only a traveler and a single Korvax entity. I choose my words with care. You think I do not know that who that Korvax entity is? Do not be so naive, traveler. Do you think anything you have read is a surprise to me? But I had to be sure of what I suspected. I know it now. The Atlas is with you. You could not see these things if it did not wish it. That freighter was a wreck from a parallel universe. There are countless such places within our multiverse, dimensions where things happened differently. But there are 3 exceptions to this. The Atlas is omnipresent in all, a singular being with a singular perception. The Sentinels move between dimensions at will. The Atlas created all life, and the Sentinels defended it, searching for anomalies within that creation, that they annihilated an entire universe. Well, something must have been quite wrong for them to do a thing like that. After a time, the Sentinels ended their service to the Atlas. What went wrong? It was the travelers who corrupted existence. Our arrival was meant to herald a glorious age, but we made a terrible mistake. I committed an act beyond forgiveness, and from this deed, paradise was lost. But something is different in this cycle. The walls between universes, they grow thin. Nada knows this, but they keep their head in the sand. We must learn what we can from each species before we decide what to do. Visit a Vy'keen cartographer and speak with them. I will translate.
Toxic protection falling.
So let's recap what we're learning through these conversations with Nada and Null. So, the anomaly, Atlas, the big red ball, it created the Sentinels in an effort to protect itself. That's why the Sentinels are able to just appear wherever they are wanted. Like, the Atlas is the creator of the universe. It's like, you could say that Atlas is the, like, creation deity, the god of this universe. and upon feeling threatened, it made a network of drones that can enforce its will. And in one of the parallel universes in the multiverse that exists, Nada was discovered, and Atlas just freaked out and killed everybody. And Nada escaped. Because Nada can make the anomaly. So Nada's very existence is in opposition with the creator of the multiverse, essentially. But Nada is the opposing force. Like, he is he exists inside of every crack that is not occupied by reality. And that's why Atlas wants him gone. Viking cartographer. Weapons and the. As the warrior begins their bark, I feel a strange frequency vibrate through my skull. I see a flash of Null's glowing orb behind my eyes. Suddenly, the Viking's words ring clear in my ears. Gra, pathetic interloper. Prying into Viking secrets, cowardly spy. Should kill, Gra. But traveler must be aided. Such is command of Herc. Prove yourself, interloper. Retrieve the words of Herc. Ascend in Viking glory. Then you shall have your words. I will reveal only this. Location of Herc's command is marked for you. Commune with their words, Gra. I'm guessing this is where I'm going. No?